It's the final day of meetings between NATO leaders at the summit in Washington, and we are expected to hear from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today. So let's bring in CTV's Judy Trin with more on this. Trudy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. So what are we expecting to hear in this plan?
The Prime Minister is expected to make an announcement approximately at 12:30. What we are going to see and expect is a plan to get to 2% of GDP. Canada has been singled out at this NATO summit as being the only member of the 32 nations that does not have a plan in place. Currently, we are at 1.36% of GDP, which puts us billions of dollars below where we need to be. Now, this comes under significant pressure, especially from our U.S. allies. Their senators have called out Canada. They've called us a laggard. They say we're riding on the American coattails. Now, part of this plan will most likely include the 12 submarines. That was announced yesterday about how Canada is going to start the procurement process for these 12 submarines. There is no costing on that yet, no estimated time of delivery. But what I can tell you is that yesterday, Minister Bill Blair signed a trilateral agreement with Normandy, with Norway and Germany. And what that means is that those two nations are involved right now in procuring submarines. So will they work together? That is a possibility. There is no commitment to buy submarines from those countries, but that agreement is there, and those two nations have submarines. Now, I can also tell you the big item on the schedule today is the Atlantic Council's, NATO Council's meeting with its Indo-Pacific partners. And you're asking me, why is that significant? Well, for the past 3 NATO summits, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand have been joining in on these talks on the sidelines. Today, as we are speaking, China has a military operation, a joint military exercise going on in Belarus right now. Belarus is on the border of Poland. Poland is a NATO member. And what I can tell you is that in the final communique, it singles out China. NATO members tell China that it needs to cease and desist being an enabler of the Russian war effort and stop sending both material and political support to Russia. Meanwhile, China says that this is lies and malicious, and that NATO should stay out of the Asia Pacific.
Okay, that's a very interesting development there. CTV's Judy Trin joining us live from the last day of the NATO meeting in Washington. Thank you so much, Judy.